everyone. This is Bookish Amigas, episode 5, with myself, Rosie, Erica, and Olga, and we'll be reviewing The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monika Kim. Wow, this book is a doozy.
Spoilers, there is gore, and we're probably going to discuss it. Uh, so, with this book, we have a college student who is in her freshman year of college. She is dealing with some grief from her father, living with her mother and her younger sister, and then her mom brings in a gentleman named George, I believe,
Yep.
to live with them at some point. This dude fetishizes Asian women, and she is dealing with her feelings on being around this gentleman, and also having to deal with her missing father, her mother's unhappiness as well. There's a lot that's going on in this book, and this the title will tell you what bits and pieces this girl likes to consume at some point. So um, I don't, I don't, I don't know how more to get into it, but like, there's a stalker, there's a possible boyfriend who's also fetishizing Asian women because he's been following her around, and there's a young lady going through psychosis. So,
And then there's
The
these
cannibalism.
unexpected moments of where the eyes are the most important thing about to this girl and how she relates to the world with eyes. And especially with her culture and how eyes are kind of seen and as giving luck. I think it's specifically fish eyes. Um, and then how she relates to that and just being a girl trying to grow up and dealing with her feelings and dealing with being fetishized and her family being fetishized and also dealing with all the biases that come with that. And having, like you said, that psychosis where like you vividly read how incredibly like it's affecting her life.
so we can get into it a little bit more, since we're going to do spoilers anyway. But all of these girls' feelings are being told. She's a protagonist of the story, and she, oh man. So early in the book, the mother describes eating the fish eyes. They're the tastiest part, and it's for good fortune, I believe.
It's the
Uh,
first line of the book.
oh, that's right. That's right.
Oma tells me that the eyes are the best part. It's the first line. They're having dinner, and the mom's talking about fish eyes though. Um, so obviously
Uh,
that is not what the book is about.
that's a good point.
The mom's talking about fish eyes and then being good luck, and then Jihan and her sister are like, no, I don't want to eat that. But that's how it starts. Um, and she becomes like disgusted with just the idea even I think of even eating fish at that point. But yeah,
Yeah.
it
Nobody wants that. Nobody, like,
No.
I get that it can be a delicacy, but the way that just she starts becoming obsessed with eyes. I think she's an art student, isn't she, in her first year of college? I can't quite remember. Um, it's been a while since we've read this book, but we did group read this book when we did borrow it all together. Um, and this, she winds up becoming obsessed. There winds up becoming a serial killer in her town, and the book is told from a perspective where you're not entirely sure if it's her or if it's someone else that's doing this. So, um, I spoke a little bit earlier about there's a stalker. She's who also it becomes her kind of boyfriend who does it fetishize Asian women because she is Asian, and he happens to be in the same place at the same time. All of her little murders are occurring. So toward the end of the book, she winds up getting away with murder, but um, and he winds up getting framed for it. But there's so much that happens in this book. There's um, oh my goodness, what else happens? It's been so long since I've read this book, but I do remember that she likes to take trophies from her kills, and it's
Yeah,
obviously because she's been obsessed with these blue eyes. So that's who she winds up killing, people with blue eyes, and then taking their eyes and savoring them and describing in detail the cannibalism that she is going through or doing herself. It's kind of crazy. I really enjoyed the book. The gore parts, not so much, but I'm not too much into gore. I definitely um,
I mean, there's a difference between gore. Well, there's different types of gore, is I think the best way to say it. Like, this is cannibalism,
yeah, it's not
right?
our only
yeah.
cannibalism book, but
Huh?
said it's not
Not
only our
like the other one,
yeah.
Oh,
which
well,
is
yeah, no,
full on cannibalism, which is
true. This is she's just eating eyes.
yeah,
So I don't remember really when it is that she starts getting obsessed with eating the blue eyes. Obviously they're all going through some their own issues with the dad leaving. The dad leaves the mom. I think he cheats on her and leaves, moves out. Mom ends up having this boyfriend who has another family, right? Like it's just he's with her more about the whole like fetishizing Asian women, like hardcore. Like he takes them to like they're Korean. He takes them to like a Chinese food place, and he's like, this is like he's like obsessed with going there. And then he's also like oogling and like being inappropriate with the wait staff there. Somehow manages to figure out a way to move in with them. There's some concern there about how he's, I think from the protagonist about how he's behaving or is going to behave towards her and her sister as they get older.
yeah.
Um,
There's like moments where they're uncomfortable with his
yeah,
leering at them.
exactly. And the mom really not noticing like what's going on. I think she like for the most part is kind of blind to everything, and whether it's purposeful, it's because she feels she needs a man in her life, or her husband just left her, so she's like, I gotta do something. Somebody's got to take care of us, right?
Yeah.
She kind of allows these things or allows herself to be blind to what's going on around her. Yeah, I think it's like she's slowly going into madness with the eye things. Like I think she has like a dream where she sees all these like blue eyes like everywhere. Um,
And it makes me think if George is the one who is like it that's where it came like
And he
from
was a
George, because at the end of the day, it's his eyes that she's like really obsessed with and trying to find in these other external people.
yeah. Um,
Um,
but she kind of she loses it. Like she definitely loses it. And honestly, aside from all the things that she's going through and her family's going through, that age is usually around the time that people have psych breaks. Um, in your early 20s, is usually when somebody will have some kind of psychiatric break, which is kind of what happens with her. Um, she I think she murders the homeless guy in the alley.
yep.
Um, she kind of attacks um some other like I don't remember if she was at a party or she was out walking and it was some drunk guy from her school that like thought
Oh
that she was the
yeah.
cab driver. Wasn't there that she picks up this because he orders, he's like, but he thinks that she's the cab driver. He gets in the car. I don't
oh,
remember if
that's
he kills
right.
him.
That's right.
But there's a lot of murder. There's a lot of parts where you're not really sure if she murdered them, then you find out she did. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, power to her, she gets away with it all because of her stalker, and she puts the blame on him. Um, which lucky, and but like he knew what she was doing.
Yeah, because he
'Cause
was
he
there and
had her like book pack. I think he stole her book pack, or she like accidentally left behind or something, and he found like evidence. Um,
Yeah.
and he
so
And
wanted
then
to
they
be part
comes out.
of
Oh,
it. Like it was weird.
and then later on, it comes out that she has like a tumor or a lesion in her brain, and that may have been the catalyst that started her on her obsession with these eyes. But after it's removed and she's hospitalized, she still continues on. So it feels like it's more like a psychotic break as opposed to a lesion or a tumor that she might have had in her head.
yeah. Um, so she eats I don't know if I disappeared. I accidentally lowered this screen. Because she still ends up eating the eyes of her mom's creepy. boyfriend.
Yeah. So I gave this about like a three, 3.5. I liked the story. It kept me engaged. I didn't like how it was all kind of like wrapped up at the end so quickly. It was like the last three, four or the last three like chapters that had you like sum everything up so quickly. So it doesn't really tell you what happens after the last murder. It doesn't tell you how, um, because of course George is going to get it in the end.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really give you any additional details because now that the other guy is framed, she goes off to do more murder and cannibalism,
Yeah.
and how it doesn't like it's just so quickly summed up at the end that it left a couple of loopholes for me.
So I just, because I pulled it up on, right, because it's been so long since we read it, I pulled it up on Kindle and I'm like randomly scrolling through it, being very rude here. But at the end, so obviously George dies. Her mom's like upset, despite everything that he did. And like, I think that they all find out that he ends up being a liar
Yeah.
and another family. And like the mom figures this out, but she's still distraught over it, right? She
Hmm.
still mourns him. And so the protagonist is like, she recognizes that it wasn't her fault to blame her mom. That's what she said. She's like, it's not my mom's fault. She's just weak and powerless, and she allows the men in her life to control her and tell her what to do. And her sister's young, so she's blameless. So what she does blame, she's like, I'm not weak. Like I can do something about this. I am not my mom. I could protect my family. So she's like, now I'm going to go after my dad. So it's like she's still with the murderer. She's basically
Yeah.
gonna go punish her dad for having left them, because that's kind of who she's blaming now. Like,
Hmm.
for everything that's happened. Um, so yeah, the murdery is still there and presumably not based anymore on just the blue eyes, right? Because it starts off with the blue eyes,
Hmm.
and eating but then obviously she's going after her dad, who I feel like we can assume does not have blue eyes. I might be wrong. They don't say, but it's still like it now it's just more like, oh no, no, I'm just a murderer. Like I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go
And the
people.
eyes are my MO.
Yeah.
Um, it was such a far, far, far um, different than what I normally read. So I'll give it like a 3.5 just because how engaging it was and how different it was. So, but yeah, for some reason, I prefer the other book that we will probably review.
I don't know. I don't know if I could say that. Uh, because that was similar, but there were some big differences between the two books. But I think like it was a fast wrap up, but I did like that again that she. I mean, it's just kind of messed up, but like that she kind of got away with it, right? That she
Hmm.
was able to get away with it because she had the stalker, and
Right.
it's shitty because she had to deal with this um with these both, because they're both white men, right? Fetishizing her and her mom and the culture. Like it's like so it was a little ragey, or a lot ragey in that sense.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think I give it like a 3.5.
Okay, so we're all in a consensus. Three
Yep.
and a half
Agree.
recommendation.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that concludes our review for this book. Check it out if you like absolute eye gore. All right.
All
Women,
Have
right.
a good
women,
day,
women
ladies.
defending themselves, fighting back,
Yes.
Twin
eating
power.
ice.
All right. And eating ice.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
everyone.